Hello, Junior 6. Today we are going to continue our story Robinson Crusoe, Chapter 9. But before we start Chapter 9, let me remind you what happened in Chapter 8. In Chapter 8, we said that there was a mutiny on a ship, an English ship, and Robinson offered to help the captain who was captive in the ship. He offered to help him, and the captain is going to take Robinson back to England. Okay? So now let's start chapter 9, Home in England. When I came back to England, I felt like a stranger in the country. Why did he feel a stranger? Because he was away for 27 years. He was on a deserted island for 27 years. So now, when he came back to England, he felt like a stranger in the country. Many things were different, of course. And not many people remembered me. So I will ask you a question. Why didn't people remember him? Because he was away for 27 years. So many people thought that he was dead. I went home to York, but my father and mother were dead. His father and mother were dead. And also my two brothers, so his father, mother, and two brothers. I did find the two sons of one of my brothers, his nephews. They were happy to learn that I was alive, and I was pleased to find some family. What is the word pleased? Pleased means that he was happy. Okay. After some months, I decided to go down to Lisbon in Portugal. He decided to go to Portugal. I had friends there who could help me to sell my land in Brazil. And I needed the money. He wanted to go back to Brazil because he wanted money. He wanted to sell his land and to take money. Okay, what land is he talking about? Of course, as you remember, that Robinson was a farmer in Brazil. He had a good business, and when he left there was a shipwreck, and Robinson was in a deserted island. I needed the money. Friday came with me. He was always a good and true friend to me. So Friday was always a good friend, and he wanted to go with Robinson. Okay, on page 14, in Lisbon, I found the Portuguese captain. Let me remind you, who is the Portuguese captain? The captain who took Robinson to Brazil. He was a good captain, and he refused to take any money for his help. So I found the Portuguese captain who took me in his ship to Brazil all those years ago. It was good to see him again, and he helped me with my business. So again, the Portuguese captain proved to be a good man. First, he refused to take money for his help, and now he came back to help Robinson with his business. Soon I was ready to go home again by land. He was in Brazil, and he wanted to go to England. But he decided to go by land, no more adventures and dangers by sea for me. So he decided to walk. It was a long, hard journey. It was a long, hard journey. It wasn't easy. We had to cross the mountains between Spain and France in winter. So it was cold. But let me ask you a question, my dear students. Do you think that Friday liked the cold weather? Let's see. Poor Friday was very afraid of the snow. Why do you think that he was afraid of the snow? Because in his country it was always hot and he didn't like cold weather. So why didn't Friday like the cold weather? Because in his country it was always hot. Back to England, I found a house and began to live a quiet life. Let's see how long this quiet life will last. My two nephews came to live with me. The younger one wanted to be a sailor, and so I found him a place on a ship. After a while, I married, and I had 3 children, 2 sons and a daughter. Then my wife died, and my nephew, who was now the captain of a ship, came home to see me. He knew that I didn't really like the quiet life. Robinson decided to live a quiet life, but he didn't like it. Okay, this is Robinson, and this is his nephew. Let's see what did his nephew say. He said, "I have a fine ship, Uncle." He said, "I'm going out to the East Indies, India, Malaya, and the Philippines. Why don't you come with me?" I'll ask you a question. Do you think that Robinson will agree to go with him? Of course he will. Why? Because he loves adventures. He loves exciting life. So, in 1694, I went to sea again. I had many more adventures. Perhaps one day I'll write another book about them. So that's the end of our story. And now I want you to go to your booklet, and we're going to answer the questions in your booklet. In your booklet, chapter 9, Home in England, page 83. I did find the 2 sons of my brother. They were happy to learn that I was alive, and I was pleased to find some family. Who said this? Robinson. To whom? To himself. Why was the speaker happy? Because he found some family and he met his nephews. So why was he happy? Because he found some family and met his nephews. Question number 2. I have a fine ship, Uncle. He said, I'm going out to East Indies, India, Malaya, Philippines. Why don't you come with me? Who said this? Robinson's nephew. To Robinson. What did the speaker want? He wanted Robinson to go out with him on a ship to East Indies. Okay, page 84, the complete. When I came back to England, I felt like a stranger in the country. He was a stranger. Number 2, Friday came with me. He was always a good and true friend to me. Number 3, then my wife died, and my nephew, who was now the captain of a ship, came home to see me. He knew that I didn't really like a quiet life. Robinson didn't like the quiet life. Number 4, and the last question. Back in England, I found a house and began to live a quiet life. My 2 nephews came to live with me. Okay, so that's the end of our story this term. Good luck.